Jamaa, hebu kujeni hapa muone. Sasa, let me give you guys context, Kujeni. Let me actually give you context. 15-year-old Jim Kim from Kitui invents an infinity reactor. So basically, an infinity reactor, acha niwaelezee vizuri. Boring. I want you to understand. The thing is, kuna mtu pale NTV did not do their homework. Basically just went and took a story na wakapelekea wase just to run the story. So an infinity reactor is a reactor, for example, that is making electricity that remains in a constant stable state forever. There's nothing that can make it stop. Shut your lame ass up, man. And scientists over the years wamekuwa kijaribu nini? To create something that is as sustainable as an infinity reactor, but has never been found. But wait. A 15-year-old Jim Kim from Kitui invents an infinity reactor. So this is very big news. This is news watu from NASA should be coming to see what this boy is up to. Because as of now, an infinity reactor has not been made. And if it has been made, come and show me. Uniambie, hii ni infinity reactor imetengenezwa. So here is the story. Come, let's watch.
And a 15-year-old boy from Gungani village in Kitui County has set up a demonstration of an infinity reactor, which is a continuous flow of power and an alternative source of electricity. Jim Kim Mwendwa says the infinity reactor is more powerful than nuclear power plants and can solve the multiple blackouts issue.
What? More powerful than nuclear plants? Guys, get ready for this. This is top-tier invention. Top-tier invention.
In the country. Margaret Kimathi tells us more.
Margaret.
Whenever Jim Kim Mwendwa is not studying.
Cartons. Okay, this I believe is a prototype. I believe this is a prototype and it should work. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt.
He's busy collecting electrical wires, batteries and magnets with the name of sorting out the blackout issue in the country, which occurs from time to time. He did research for 1 year.
Research, you say? Coward part, but I'm not hating, bro. I'm just stating the obvious,
And started making.
You want to tell me he did research for 1 year and found a way to make an infinity reactor? Yeah, bro. People go to school for 7 years for this shit, but chatuone.
Making attempts to set up an infinity reactor.
So these are motors. Hii ni kipima moto. These are motors. And I believe these are batteries.
So I kept on repeating, and every single time I failed, I told myself that next time I'll get it. And after about 10 attempts, I got the demonstration for the infinity reactor.
Mwendwa says the infinity reactor uses a dynamo and a motor to operate and has a voltage.
A dynamo and a motor. See, ladies and gentlemen, if you did even a single bit of physics in high school, utaelewa the reason why it's impossible for you to make an infinity reactor out of a dynamo and a motor is because of one thing: friction. Because if something goes round and round and round, eventually it will stop. In a perfect world where friction does not exist, infinity reactor can be created out of anything, but maybe there is more research towards his train of thought. Surely hakuna venye NTV wanaweza tupostia something that has not been well researched. Surely, sindio?
voltage of 1500. He explains how it works.
It mainly works when a magnet has a copper wiring inside it. It's wrapped around with copper wiring. When a metal passes through it, voltage is created.
So is he explaining how inaitango aje kale kanini? My head has gone blank. Na vile I was oozing information. So is he explaining how a motor works? Because that's how a motor works. That's copper wires. Thing that goes round when current passes through it. But mi sijui. Najua amefanya research.
That voltage is taken to a converter, which is converted from AC to DC. So after the conversion, this
Mbona say quality yao inakuanga chini hivi?
Electricity goes to a resistor, which is taken to the motor to continue to power the L1 infinity reactor.
The Form 2 student.
Unajua shida hii ni nini? Umtoi ukijana is on the right track. Kwa shida saa watu hawamshiki mkono. He's not been pointed in the right direction. One single call from his teacher, lecturer. He is on the verge of creating something right, but he has not been given the whole information. Anafashikwa mkono. He's working on creating something spectacular, or the possibility of making something spectacular, but it's not it. It's not an infinity reactor. This is a reactor, but it's not an infinity reactor. Infinity najua inamaanisha never stopping. It goes on and on and on and on and on and on. Wacha tueleze.
Then says this alternative power supply can solve the issue of multiple blackouts that are occurring.
This one.
In the country.
If the government embarks on this project, it will save lives, especially in hospitals, where in some cases there might be a blackout, and before the generators come out, a life may be lost. In industries, in building in processing of things, manufacturing, this can really help because it's an infinite power source. It's a continuous flow of power.
Mondo explained that an infinity reactor, which the smallest can be 20 centimeters wide.
At least andika 0 vizuri. Siandike 2O. This is an O. This is not 0. This is 0. This is a 0. This is O. Jamani. Hata kizungu bwana.
And 10 centimeters long produces continuous flow of power, unlike transformers which are large in size but fail to produce enough power due to explosions.
This infinity reactor has to be built in precise way. I can't be the one who makes it. It has to be manufactured through a factory so that it can be made. If it's not made appropriately, it may explode or it might refuse to work.
Mondo says
He's
he has
nervous.
always dreamt of inventing unique alternative source of power supply.
I drew this inspiration from watching videos online of people making things, of people succeeding in making things.
Or did he pick something from that was made on YouTube and say he invented something? Because I can put my kidney on the line. Kidney. Ego. Niseme, you can find this somewhere on YouTube. If it's not there, the first one to come for my kidney, naichukua.
Things. And I watch a lot of movies, especially Iron Man, which has this arc reactor. This is basically
Oh, the arc reactor. What was the name of the movie? Iron Man. Amesema Iron Man. Yeah.
Iron Man, which has
Thing with Iron Man, it's not real. It's not real. It doesn't work. The reason why it works in the movie is because it's a movie. But in actual sense, it doesn't work.
this arc reactor. This is basically an inspiration of the arc reactor.
Mondo hopes to pursue mechanical engineering in...
Think of it this way. If the arc reactor worked the same way it works in the movie, wouldn't they have already made that thing, the arc reactor itself? But because this is a movie and it's not real, mwalimu wa physics, hata si mwalimu wa math, mwalimu wa physics, ongelesha kijana, mshike mkono, guide him on the right path. Juu mkimwachilia hivi atapotea bana.
University. Margaret Kimathi, NTV.
Let me see if I'm the only one who had sense. Kama comments wamespot. Top comments. Perpetual machines are responsible, at least for now. The system is not infinite. Even without load, the system will run for a fixed amount of time, then stop due to energy losses by our instance. Fiction, but it's a good start. But the story was that he invented an infinity reactor. Somebody on Nation was not doing their homework, and they aired a story that was false. But for the people who don't know, wanasema, oh my god, wow. The NTV also invented a device that can increase sleep time from 8 to 12 hours. Okay. Media should be attending science projects conducted in high school. The fact that this was worthy of mention is a disservice to many young scholars in school. Acha tuone iliariwa saa ngapi. This is prime time. Saa 3:05. Prime time news. Prime time news. So I kept repeating every single time I failed, but I told myself next time I'll get it. Me while betting. I mean, his only excuse is his excuse. He should take his time to grasp the fundamentals so he knows what he's talking about. Exactly. Lecturer, shika huyu kijana mkono. This is really commendable from the young man. I am impressed by the spirit of research demonstrated, which is really a section that is far much overlooked and left out the door. We are normally taken as knowledge consumers, but this young man as well be. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but one single click on the internet to do research would have showed you that making an infinity reactor, here it is. It will not be an infinity reactor because it will only run for a fixed amount of time, then step due to niachia hapo. Unajua wengi wenyu mlidrop physics form 2, so hii mambo hamuelewi. So wacha mimi nimewa-educate. So see in the next one bana, tuonane.
They got your ass on camera.
Niggas ain't got me on no fucking camera.
This is the clearest video I've ever seen. This is the most HD shit ever. This is 4K.